Have your morning coffee in style with the daily fix of Leigh-Anne Williams, Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We are your morning show.
So we may have just exited September, but September was International Month of Deaf People. Now, South Africa has a very well-established community of more than 4 million deaf and people that are hard of hearing. Now, we all know that our deaf communities are expanding and thriving and have been doing so throughout the years and giving us all strength. And this is really a time that we just want to take to celebrate their endurance at local, national, and international level. So here to help us do it is somebody that we love so much at Good Hope FM. He is the Provincial Director of Deaf Federation South Africa, known as DeafSA Western Cape, Jabaar Mohamed, joining me on the line this morning. Jabaar, how are you? And it's so good to see you in these very, very crazy times.
Hi everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I am signing in South African Sign Language. The interpreter is Kevin Peterson, and thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you. You know what? These are very crazy times that we're living in right now. We might not be able to hold one another or hug one another, but we can certainly hold hearts. And that's what we're doing today. How have things been for you over the last 19 months or so?
Wow, to be honest, I feel it's been a lot of impacts have happened on a lot of people, even on myself as well, especially with service to our deaf people. Because I felt during the lockdown there was a limit to what we could do. But I've learned a lot via online platforms such as Zoom and video calls. And it was time for ourselves as well, and we also had to learn. Even with the curfew as well, staying at home, I could learn, I could do more things for myself, learning who I am more in depth. So that is what I've been doing for the past 90 months.
You know what, you were talking about online platforms because that's where we are conducting business nowadays. That's basically what our lives have become. It's become digital. And I just wanted to put some focus on this platform that we're using right now and how it's working. Today, we are using a platform called SASLI, which is South African Sign Language Interpreters. Jabaar, tell us more about it.
Okay, so like I'm speaking via the sign language interpreter. So the interpreter's role is just to interpret. So they're taking in a message and they're relaying the message. So it will be taken in by sign language and then voiced over. So that is the role of the sign language interpreter. They cannot drop any information. They can't make up any information or assume what the person is going to say. The role of the interpreter, they have to stay professional, they've got a code of ethics that they have to follow. Whatever the deaf person says, they have to say it. Like with yourself, Leigh-Anne, why you speak, the interpreter has to interpret everything. Even if Leigh-Anne or myself swears, the interpreter has to do the same thing.
Wow, the world is changing. I love how technology is helping us all connect with one another so much better. Jabaar, can you tell us a bit more about DeafSA and also why it's so important for us to continue to raise awareness by celebrating something called International Month of the Deaf like we are doing right now?
Okay, so with DeafSA, we are currently based in 9 provinces. And we focus on 4 things. First one is the deaf education. Obviously, that has got a lot of subcategories attached to it. With the deaf kids, early childhood development programs. And then secondly, the South African Sign Language. And that is what we focus on, training classes, signing methods, the terminologies. So it's like we drop a lot of seeds and just wait for things to prosper, such as the universities where they teach sign language there as well. And then thirdly is accessibility. That means we ensure that our deaf clients have access to different services public services, even for the Premier or when Ramaphosa does these features, to ensure that the interpreter is there, to ensure that accessibility. And then fourthly is empowerment. So empowerment programs to ensure that our deaf people they get employed or they can set up their own businesses. So we do a lot of empowerment programs, workshops such as abuse, gender-based violence, all those things. We also offer social services as well. So we've got a social worker, and those things we advocate for. And we are also currently advocating for sign language to be 13th official language, or the 12th official language. And for this month of the National Month of Deaf People, we've got different themes that we celebrate weekly. So we've been doing that for this past month now.
Powerful stuff. You are doing such amazing things in our communities, and I'm sure that it comes with a lot of resources that is necessary to make that happen. How can the public contribute to the work that you're doing?
So we are an NGO/NPO, so we rely mainly on funding so that we can have our services to be more implemented. And we also look for like partners where we can build partnerships. So then when we meet with partners, we set up an agreement and then we do awareness. Like just now, yesterday, we had a stakeholder that joined with us, and they had an event that they launched at an exhibition at the museum, and we partnered with them. There was no cost involved. We provided the sign language interpreters. So those kind of things we set up, and it raises more awareness, sets up more awareness for those people that are listening to the radio or to whatever while they're driving. There's a lot of projects that we can do, thinking on how they can contribute. And we would love to partner with the public as well as with parents of the deaf kids. They don't have to feel isolated. They can be involved in things. And those are things that we are looking forward to.
And finally, Jabaar, how can listeners make contact with your organization?
So how you can contact us is, we've got a Facebook page, or you can email to me. My email address is Provincial Director, that is one word, .wc@DeafSA.co.za. And then also my contact number or my WhatsApp number is 072 477 1852. And please don't call me, send me a text only. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Don't call, send text only. Thank you so much. Well, there we go. Jabaar Mohamed, who is the Provincial Director at Deaf Federation of South Africa, Western Cape. That's DeafSA Western Cape, joining us on the line as we talk about September being International Month of Deaf People. And of course, the very well-established deaf community that we have in South Africa with over 4 million deaf and hard of hearing people, celebrating their endurance, celebrating everything that DeafSA does to empower the lives of those who need it the most. So thank you so much. And of course, you can catch us every single Monday as we continue to bring you SABC's Disability 360, which shines a light on those that are living with disabilities and of course, how we can empower them the most.
This is Good Hope FM.